Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Antasia if you're new here. So today I wanted to talk about egocentric tendencies, thinking, and all of the above. So if you don't know what egocentric tendencies are, it is the tendency to focus on oneself and one's own needs, concerns, and outcome rather than those of others. And I am here looking on my laptop. And that just came to me because I always thought that, I put myself before others, or, I was always like a selfless person, and I always cared about people so much and just gave my all to people. But that brought me to thinking about the things that I have did and what I have allowed and what I have consumed and what I have, just put out here to the world. So I wanted to bring that to my conscious and bring that to you all so we can talk about it today. So some of the tendencies include believing that others see things from the same viewpoint as oneself. So I always had that issue in my life because, if I see how something is, or if I see how someone acts, or if I see a situation for how it is, I expect others to see that as well. And that has been my downfall because I've never sat and thought about, oh, well, people are different. People are not going to see the same things as me. People are going to feel differently in situations. They're not going to feel the same way that I feel. They're going to see stuff different as well and not see what I see. And due to, a lot of reflection and things like that, that has brought me to see that, no, you have been the problem. Take some accountability. It's not always like that. You've not always been a good person. 1 second. Stop it. And so yes, I always thought that, I wasn't the issue in a lot of situations. But yeah, with self-reflection, like I was saying earlier, it got me to realize that, yeah, you are the problem. Like, you do have issues, and in some situations you can't just do that. And the egocentric tendency comes out to you believing that others see things that you do from your same point of view, and that's literally not even something to just play with and think that that's just gonna be how it is. Like, that's literally just not how life works. Another one is believing that events will elicit the same thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in others as in oneself. And I just spoke on that as well. Having difficulty differentiating between self and other. I wouldn't say I have that difference. Because I feel like every person is different in their own way. So if you're a person who have difficulty differentiating between yourself and other people, then that is something that you do need to work on, because everybody is different in their own ways. They do stuff different. They think different, and they eat different. They drink stuff different. They learn different. They acknowledge stuff different. They learn, just everything is different in another person besides yourself. So not everyone is going to be like you. And I've had so many people tell me that, and so many people check me on like, hey, everybody's not going to do everything that you want them to do or how you do it and things like that. So I've always had to look at myself and be like, dang, like, you really need to stop. Like, everybody's not going to be, it's just, everybody can't be you. Like, I'm saying this to y'all too. Everybody cannot be you. You are you and they are them. You either take somebody for who they is and learn how to adjust and be around them, or you just don't. Like, it's just a thing where you have to think about, like, it's life. People are going to be different. Just because you have the heart that you have doesn't mean everybody's going to have that heart, if that makes sense. Like, but that doesn't mean you're a bad person or they're a bad person, or you're just such a good person and they're such a good person. Everybody's going to have their traits. And if you love people, you just have to understand that people are going to be different. And you just have to move a certain way around them. It doesn't have to be good or bad. Like, for instance, if somebody, did something to you in the past and you got traumatized about it, it's not holding it to them and not letting go of the past if you know how to move around a certain person. That's just knowing your boundaries with that person. Having difficulty accurately perceiving and understanding perspectives other than one's own. Yeah, that was a thing that I, have an issue with as well, and had an issue with. You know, I say had an issue with is because I love, like, I've been doing this for a few months now, even like a year. Like, I love to put myself in somebody else's shoes, because you never seriously know what somebody is going through if you do not just sit up and just think and stop for 1 second and put yourself in that person's shoes and talk about the situation as if it was you. And then you would understand, like, that's how I've learned to deal with things and look at people and feel empathy for people and sympathy, by putting myself in their shoes. Because I'm like, dang, like, if that was to happen to me, I don't know how I could deal with that. Like, I don't know. I think that'll hurt my feelings too. Or, oh, I think I would get angry at that too. Or, oh, I think I would have responded like that as well. Like, some people are quick to judge and say, oh my goodness, like, I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have did this. I wouldn't have did that. But you don't know until you're in that other person's shoes. And then when it comes to empathy and sympathy for a literal another human being, I feel like everybody should have sympathy for a human being. We're all human. We all experience the same things. The only difference is the sex of a person. Other than that, I feel like we all experience the same things. It is always in the thought process as well, so don't get that wrong. But it's just a thing of, like, put yourself in that other person's shoes and see how you would feel if somebody did that to you, or if you were in that situation, or if you were going through that. That's how I love to look at it. It also says egocentric tendencies can be present across the lifespan but are less prominent in adulthood. In adolescence, egocentric tendencies can include a focus on oneself, the belief that other people are constantly observing them, the belief that they are the only ones who experience certain feelings or life events. Now, the last one I'm going to speak on is just, like, literally, like, I have been around a lot of people who would sit up and say, it's always me. It's always me. I can't win for Lou. I can't do. And they used to be me too. I'm not going to sit here in front. They used to be me too, because I'm like, dang, like, I try to walk around here and be the best person ever. I try to walk around here and do stuff that I know is right. And not just for my blessings, but I do it because I would do it if I was the other person. Or I do these things or talk this way about people or treat people this way because I want to be treated like that. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with living like that or thinking that way. Life is life. It's gonna happen. Life is gonna happen. Life is gonna throw curveballs at you. Life is gonna throw some good fluffy balls at you. Whatever life is gonna give you is gonna give you. Like, it's life. We have no control on what happens next. Everything happens for a reason, and what's meant to happen is going to happen. Everything is supposed to happen how it's supposed to happen. Seriously, like, you just can't go through life thinking that way. So if you think that way, please just step back and understand that life is not easy for nobody. Not one person in the world. I don't care how hard they act like it's the best, how much money they say they making, how happy they say they are. Something gonna happen every day. It's a daily thing that you have to put into your mind that, hey, life is gonna happen, and how am I gonna respond to it? How am I gonna fix this problem? How am I going to make sure that I'm going to be okay now that this has happened? How am I going to get through this the correct way? With me thinking thoroughly. I'm sorry, I'm from the South, y'all. How am I going to do that? And focus on oneself. I feel like that's not a bad tendency to have, to focus on yourself. But, like, you do have to put other people into your thought process, because life is about being selfless most of the time. When people say, oh, I want to focus on myself, that's just to heal yourself and reflect and get back to your true self and be better for yourself. But always giving acts of kindness and giving and being selfless is always amazing to do. The belief that other people are constantly observing them, I'm not sure what to say about that. I just know I'm not a person who likes to be watched or anything like that. But you can't stop people from doing anything. So if they gonna watch you, they gonna watch you, girl. Okay. The personality of an egocentric person is having a regarding the self or the individual as the center of all things. The egocentric philosophy that ignores social causes, having little or no regard for interests, beliefs, or attitudes other than one's own, self-centered, an egocentric person demands upon the time and patience of others. Now, when I think about that, demands upon the time and patience of others, I don't know, you just can't, this comes back with the thing, let's just go back in full circle. This comes back with the thing of like, you cannot want somebody to act a certain way. You cannot tell somebody to act a certain way. You can't want somebody, just, you can't, because people are going to be people and you're going to be you. Find a way to deal with it, because there are attachment styles, there are coping styles that people have, coping mechanisms, the way they grew up is in childhood. There's a lot of things that play into a part of how a person acts, the way they treat people, the way they do things, everything. So you just have to know who you can put up with and who you can't put up with. If you can put up with somebody, it's just like being in a relationship. You and your partner are from 2 different states. Y'all grew up 2 different ways, 2 different households. Now y'all together. So how are y'all gonna connect and have that glue like that stays? Because y'all both have 2 different personalities. You know, how are you gonna make that work? How are you gonna make sure that y'all are staying like this instead of like this? You know, that's important too. And then self-centered. I never see, that's the thing too. With self-centered, it's just like there's good and bad in everything. Being self-centered, I don't feel like it's bad if you're healing and you're learning yourself after getting it from a dark place in your life. Being self-centered is good because you need to worry about yourself in this time. But being that like all the time and not wanting to care about anybody or anything and just doing what you, I don't think that's going to get you nowhere. You're never going to meet people. You're never going to want to talk to people. You're never going to have friends. You're never going to do anything if you literally are just self-centered your entire life. Like, that's not a good attitude to have. So unless you're healing from coming out of a dark place or a dark situation, toxicity, anything like that, then being self-centered is good, I believe. And then the last thing I want to talk about is egocentric a narcissist? An egocentric person actually is full of themselves, cocky, and sure they are the best of the best. A narcissist just plays the role, pretends, both for themselves and others. Yeah, no. One thing about me, I will never pretend like I'm good. I will never pretend like I got the most money in the world just to hurt somebody or do anything like that. Never, ever, ever. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, if I'm down bad, then I'm down bad. That's pretty disgusting to me. And if you're around anybody that has those type of tendencies, those characteristics, stay away from them, because they literally need to work on themselves and heal what's in them deep inside, deep. I'm talking about going back from their childhood, because that's not good. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good at all. Like, cockiness, there's nothing wrong with being cocky, but then again, it's like, get the best of both worlds of being cocky. I feel like confidence is better than being cocky. What y'all think? Tell me in the comments below. Confidence is better than being cocky. Okay? Saying that you're the best of the best, I don't know about being the best of the best. Everybody can feel like you're the best of the best, but don't down somebody else and tell them, oh, I was a god to you. I was the best you ever had. You don't know who presence you was in. You don't know who you was just talking to. You don't know who I am. Like, I don't know about that. Like, we all human. I think life is about living and having fun and enjoying the world and yourself. I wouldn't just walk around here doing that. Like, I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be too serious and just sit around and just act like I'm just better than everybody. The best of the best. Whoever gets me just, like, you know what you bring to the world. You know your value. You know what you can do for people. You're unique. So I wouldn't say, oh, you'll never, I have said that to some people because I know what I brought to the relationship. I know what I brought to that person. Like, I was unique. Nobody could definitely ever be me. We're all unique. Nobody can be the next person. You're an individual. So, yeah. But egocentric was a very interesting word for me. And I just wanted to share that with you all. You can go and research it yourself. the psychology behind it, you know, more tendencies, more information on if that's a secure person or insecure person. You can go and look at that. I just thought that was something just so amazing to share, because it just seemed like a cool word to me to bring out into the world, to have more people learn about it, and just put myself out there as well, because I'm not perfect. I will never be perfect. I will never act like I'm perfect on here. I'm always call myself out and say what's wrong with me, because I can come back and watch this part of my life and watch my journey and just, you know, look at it like, dang, yeah, like, Tasia, you done came a long way, girl. Like, you was just doing this, and now you're thinking this way. But I just want to uplift people, so I want to come on here and just, you know, just uplift everybody, just show everybody, look, hey, like, look at these type of things that we all actually experience as like human and as humans, and, you know, just go through life learning. Like, I love to learn. I love to teach myself. I love to educate myself on things that I feel like I need to educate myself on, especially the worldly things. And, you know, living out here in Babylon ain't just, it's just, you got to make the best out of it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, one day at a time. Thank y'all for watching so much. If you are here, if you're here to stay, I really appreciate it. Just go ahead and comment something below so I can say hi to you, and then we can go from there. Remember, life is about living. Simplicity is key, and just keep living, keep being happy. Get yourself out of the dark place, whether you like to do makeup, you like to read, you like to listen to music, anything that'll make you happy. Travel if you can. I know money is just, it's money. But do things to make you happy. Like, go outside, get some sunlight. I know me, when I go outside and get some sunlight, I'm a new person. I feel like, oh my goodness, like, my car just got towed. But you know what? I'm out here in the sunlight. Like, I don't feel it right now. I don't feel all of them worries right now. So I love y'all, and thank you for watching. I will be back for another video. Y'all stay tuned. Love y'all.